again, this is not. I don't even know. This is all just definitions. Really, there's no understanding here at all. It's kind of confusing jargon, but I'm sure you're capable of such things here. A polynomial. Let's see if the book actually defines a polynomial for us here, does it? It actually doesn't say what a polynomial is. Poly, I believe, means many. Nomial, I guess, probably means terms. But what we're going to talk about is this. You've got, with polynomials, we have what's called a monomial. We've got what's called a binomial. And we've got a trinomial. Those are kind of like the common polynomials. And if you had to guess, use your best 7th grade guessing. You probably have seen these prefixes in words, mono, bi, and tri. Mono means one. Okay, a monomial is a one-termed expression. An example of a one-term expression would just be the number. I guess we should look at this. Well, here we go. 5. 5 is a monomial. 2x is a monomial. 3xy. They're all one term. If you see them in a phrase, that is a monomial. And it'll make more sense when we talk about a binomial is 2 terms. Okay, 5x plus 3. 2 terms. 2 terms that you can't put together. You couldn't put 2x plus x because you could put 2x with it. 5xy minus 3y, or x, let's make it x. 2 terms. Terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. And a term can be as long as you want. I could have a monomial that looks like this. It could be 15x, y, z, l, m, n, o. This is all one term because it's all one big multiple. 15 times x times y times z times l times m times o. All one thing. Terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. So this has 2 terms. That has 2 terms. Then a trinomial, ladies and gentlemen, means 3 terms. And that would be something that might look like this. 5x plus 4y plus 3. 3 terms, all separated by addition or subtraction. 7xyz minus 8x plus 2. 3 terms. Can you have more terms than that? Yep, and it's just a polynomial. I could have 5x plus 7y minus 3q plus 2z. We only go up to trinomials. After that, it's just 4 terms in a polynomial. This we would just call a big old polynomial. Okay. Now, with that being said, children, okay, we have degrees of polynomials. Degrees of polynomials. Well, first thing we do is look at a degree of a monomial. Let's say you've got 3x squared y. What is the degree of that? I'm looking for the definition here. The highest degree of any term. I'm trying to look at the best way to define that here. A degree of a term. I guess I should have wrote that instead of monomial. Cross this off and just say term, even though it'd be the same thing. The degree of a term is what you get when you add all the exponents of the variables, which are the letters, together. Okay, give you a chance to write that down. Give you a chance to write that down. So that means this. And you have to be careful because we don't write exponents when they're ones. There should be a 1 above that y. We don't write it down. So the degree of this is 2 plus 1. This is a third degree term. Okay. If I had 3x, y, you look at the letters, only the letters, not the numbers. If you add their exponents together of the x and the y, what do you get, Brooke, Kala? 2. This is a second degree term. If I have 15y cubed z squared, what would be the degree of that term? Alex?
Fifth degree.
Fifth degree. Okay, what if I have 126 x, y, z? The degree of that term would be? Landon?
X, 3.
3, third degree. Okay. Add the 1 plus the 1 plus the 1. It's just the exponents of the letters. Now, a degree of a polynomial, because that was just one term. The degree of a polynomial is equal to the degree of its highest term. Which won't make any sense to you until we do an example. So I'll let you write that down. 3x squared plus 5x cubed minus 18xy. What is the degree of this trinomial? Here's how you figure it out. You look at each term and look at its degree. This is a second degree term. This is a third degree term. And this is a second degree term, correct? The degree of the polynomial is equal to or the same as the degree of its highest degree term. This is a third, when you look at the whole thing, it's a third degree polynomial because the highest term has a degree of 3. Whatever the highest term of the whole polynomial. Do not add all these degrees together. Don't add second plus third plus day and say it's a 7th degree polynomial. It's not. It is a, you look at the highest degree term and that's the degree of the polynomial. What if I have 3x cubed y plus 6x to the 4th y minus 8x cubed y to the 8th power. It's a 3-term polynomial, it's a trinomial. What is the degree of this trinomial? David? What? y8. Let's look at the degree of each term. What's the degree of this term? 3 plus 1 is 4. That's a 4th degree term. What's the degree of this term? 4 plus 1, that's a 5th degree term. What's the degree of this one? That's an 11th degree, 3 plus 8. What's the degree of the polynomial? This, the biggest, the highest degree term there is. This is an 11th degree polynomial. That kind of, like I said, this is, and believe it or not, kids, it's really not anything that comes up very often. Matter of fact, I can't. Other than this lesson, they'll ask you it a couple times. And they'll never ask you it again, and for that you can be kind of thankful, I suppose. Even if they're tied, it's still the same. And generally speaking, kids, when we write out this, you're supposed to write it in descending degree order. Okay, which means if you come across this in an assignment, not that it would be wrong, but that's the way it's going to get read. Okay, you always write the highest degree term first, and then the next in descending order. Start with the biggest, work your way down to the smallest. So I should have written this like this. Highest degree term, next highest degree term, and the last highest degree term. Any questions on that? And it's all, I mean, it's not, there's really nothing mathematical about it, as far as I can tell you. They might ask you to do this. Right out of the book, one of the problems, and I don't know where this even falls in on this, add these trinomials. What would x plus y plus 2 added to x minus y plus 4? If you add those together, what do you get? Take this to a plus. I'm just actually adding like terms. What do you get if you add those together? X plus x is, no, that's multiply two x's. X times x is x squared, x plus x is 2x. Y minus y is nothing. 2 plus 4 is 6. What type of term? Polynomial is that? Two terms, it's a binomial. What's the degree of that binomial? 1. This is actually no degree because it doesn't have a letter, so it's 1. Perfect. Children, like I said, it's not going to come up very often.